What's up YouTube? It's your boy Taekwon back with another heater. In today's video we have Somewhere by Goosebumps featuring Gray, Hoodie, Elo, and Devita. Unfortunately the leopard bushfish was killed by one of the mbunas in here. I believe it was Bumblebee or Tippy. I don't think Tippy, but Bumblebee for sure. It seems like Bumblebee wants to own the entire back area there, so if he continues his trek and dominance, I may have to make this escape a lot more simple and just reduce any sort of territorial areas because, yeah, that wouldn't be good. But yeah, unfortunately, RIP to my leopard bushfish. I still had the other one that's doing fine right now. I'm gonna evaluate him today, but if he's gonna continue to hide today as well, and the grouper, the Bumblebee Mbuna, continues to look at him funny, I think I'm gonna move him over to the puffer tank or the peacock tank. So yeah, unfortunately RIP to my leopard bushfish. Fortunately, it was bred in captivity here in the US, so and it wasn't a wild one, so thank God for that. But you know, where there is death, you know, there's life as well. And I woke up this morning and I checked out my 20 long crystal red and shrimp breeder along with my snails that I had put in yesterday, and oh crap, what are they doing? All right, so I didn't really see this before, and sorry for the buffering in the background, but these are two mystery snails, so they're either fighting or getting it on. And the reason why I wanted to post this video is because, like I said, with death there is life. And I woke up this morning and there were these little things on the glass. So I got some Windex and I was ready to just wipe it off, because for me, my tanks need to be pristine all the time. You know, I hate smudges or smears or anything that's gonna obstruct my view into these worlds. So I was like, yeah, let's, there's one right there and there's one up there. And then I look closely and let's see if it'll focus. They're so small it won't even focus. Yeah, it's impossible to focus on. But there were two baby snails. And they're actually so small that my camera won't focus on them. Maybe I need to drop out a little bit further. Okay, there we go. So now we can get a better shot of the baby here. So this is just a friggin' orgy. We have one of our Japanese trapdoors with a super nice, that one actually looks maybe like an SS grade crystal red shrimp, riding his shell and grabbing something to eat. And then we have this baby that I found this morning right next to the nearite tiger snail. So I don't know who these babies belong to. I mean, this one's been around the nearite tiger all morning, and that one was all the way up here by the nearite tiger as well. So obviously they're too small for any of you guys to be able to recognize what the heck they are. But you know, right now they're just kind of clear and transparent. But you know, I did a little bit of research and reading into snail reproducing, and apparently a lot of them are hermaphrodites, meaning that they have both the male and female reproductive parts and essentially can do their own business and have eggs. But I guess other ones aren't, and I was reading that eggs there can be 200 to 400 eggs. So oh, and that's cute. The baby got on his mom. If it is a nearite tiger, that'd be really cool. But the baby just hopped on this potentially mom's shell. And supposedly, like I said, there could be 200 to 400 eggs. So I don't know whether it's because maybe a couple of eggs came through in the water from yesterday and they hatched, because they were definitely not in this tank as of yesterday. Now, I did have a bunch of mystery snails in here as well as nearites prior, at least a couple weeks in here prior to adding some of the other snails. So it's a chance that they're their babies, but if it were theirs, I would guess that because I haven't just introduced them, they would have the, 200 or 400 babies rather than just the 2. And maybe it's me and I can't really find some of these other ones, but that's all I can really see is this one and this one. So yeah, and now I'm looking at these guys, and maybe it was these guys, because I don't know what they're doing, but something funky's going on. I think they're doing the dirties, honestly. And I was reading about shrimp reproduction, and they said that, snails snails reproducing can take anywhere from as short as 2 hours all the way up to 12 hours. Which is insane, because if any of you guys have ever done the dirties before, man, bravo, snails, bravo. But this is crazy. This is the first I've ever seen this, so I'm glad I caught this live, but I'm glad I'm able to get it in 4K so that you guys can check it out too. What the heck are they doing? Like, one's lifting the other up and kind of chucking them around. Maybe he's getting a little freaky, throwing this one on a countertop or something. But what in the world? So if any of you guys watching this video are marine biologists or study snail behavior or anything along those lines, and kind of can let me know what this is and why they're doing it and why it looks like one's kind of throwing the other judo style, I'd love to find out and know. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit that like button or comment down below. I'd love for this channel to become more of an active discussion forum. We're always chatting back and forth, and I'm able to post content for you guys. If you like this kind of stuff, for me this is just incredibly interesting. Just because I've never seen it before, and I don't even see this kind of stuff on Discovery or BBC's World, Planet Earth, and stuff like that. Or maybe I do, I don't know, but just to be able to experience it firsthand is a lot different. What the heck, guys? So I guess they're wrestling or trying to get it in. And if you can see right here, here is one of my nearite tiger snails that I got. And I'm not really sure how to classify the nearites, but it seems like they have more of an orange shell with much less of the, black stripes or bars going across them. And our Japanese trapdoor snail, which if you guys haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out. Because it's an awesome video, watching these guys being released from when I got that live shipment yesterday. And here again is, I don't know, you guys let me know. He looks like a nearite, but because his color is like that and has less of the stripes, I have a feeling that he may be a nearite tiger. But it seems like whenever I want to find like a just standard nearite, they just disappear. Oh, here we go. So that's gonna be the nearite that I'm used to. So if you compare something like that nearite back there to something like this, it just, maybe it is a tiger nearite. Yeah, drop a comment if you guys know what this one is. Damn, these guys are just so active. And it's really interesting because if you have, betas or, keep small fish or guppies around and you've never kept snails, it is amazing and you guys are gonna love it. You don't have to do jack, and they're gonna buy, a byproduct, not only help to clean your tank, but also the algae and create a more of a balanced ecosystem, so that, your nitrates and water numbers don't get out of control for these species. Because especially in a tank here, not necessarily the snails, but for my scrimps that I got in here, obviously my crystal reds, sitting there looking pretty. And then obviously on top of my crystals, I did throw in the blue rillies. as well, which if you haven't seen that video to kind of check them out, make sure you check it out. It's really, really cool. And these blue lilies are so beautiful. And like I said in my last video, I did order a bunch of Black King Kongs as well as red lilies. So those should be coming any day now, and I'll make sure to drop the video when I do unbox and release those new shrimp into this environment. And hopefully as we get the numbers up, maintain the water condition, they're gonna be able to reproduce. I just can't get over these Japanese mystery snails. I wish one of you guys would subscribe and let me know if this is real life or not. Is that color real life? That aqua turquoise? Because one, how? And two, it just looks so pastel neon colored that it looks like someone took a paintbrush, and I mentioned this earlier, and literally painted him that color. I mean, there's no other way water and minerals and the shell coat can create that kind of color, is there? And look at his little siphon eater. That is... wow. So I know it's kind of gross for some of you guys, but it's kind of cool to me to check out, you know, this snail behavior in 4K. And I guess these guys are finishing up. So, all right. And these are, like I said, my mystery snails. If you don't have them, they're amazing because they can book it. You know, we're always taught growing up that snails are just so slow and, you know, finishing at a snail pace. But the mystery snails, maybe especially the white ones, they are so fast. And yeah, it looks like they're done mating. That didn't take long. And so now I should be expecting eggs here. And look how fast they actually are. So I think he's going to 7-Eleven right now, honestly, pick up a pack of smokes. And she's ready to go do something as well. But then again, it's weird because our mystery snails obviously not hermaphrodites then, and they are sexed, male and female, and they have to reproduce that way physically. So if you guys know any of the species definitions and behavior characteristics, I'd love to find out. Look at that, already in 5-10 seconds. He is... I remember there was a Disney or Pixar movie came out with the super fast snail. I think it was Turbo or something. So I'm officially gonna name one of these Turbo. And then we have another one. They look pretty similar. So obviously, unless I see an identifying marker, which I probably will, this guy is gonna be Turbo because he just booked it. So just trying to see if there's not really any identifying marker besides, I'd say, half and half versus, you know, 3/4, almost 80%, 20% white to gray. So yeah, that's how I'll identify this one. So this is this half and half mystery snail, the white one or albino one, or I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he is gonna be Turbo. Kind of freaky, and without predators. It's kind of funny because when a lot of these snails, and oh, also there's a chance that my snails laid eggs on this driftwood because it came from the Mbuna tank where there were mystery snails and neorites in there already. So in the transfer, they could have already laid eggs on this thing, and maybe that's where they're coming from. But then you would think you would see more snails on the wood rather than just the two on the glass here. So yeah, I mean, these mystery snails are just, they come so far out of their shells. And if you see that bottom foot part, that's actually the part that, you know, when snails go into their shell, that's the part that's on the exterior facing it. So I'm sure that it, you know, has a harder, you know, membrane or surface layer to it than the rest of the shrimp, which is probably just very slimy and soft, or at least that's what it looks like. So, you know, that's really cool. I figure it's kind of like calluses on your hands, but for a snail's feet. I guess. So yeah, there's a chance that the mystery snails are neorites laid on the log, and that's where these guys came from. But you know, it says, you know, unfortunately with the death of my leopard bushfish, you know, the good news is that we found new life today, and God bless there. So anyways, it's a constant cycle with these animals, and I love them, and I hope you guys too. So please make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and peace out.